Lily Keller. Y'all welcome Lily to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lily, like you said, and I got to be a Powerhouse intern this summer. And a verse I want to highlight today is from John 13:35, and it says, "By this all people will know you are my disciples if you have love for one another." So yeah, like a lot of us, I grew up in a very individualistic culture that really promotes self-sufficiency and personal gain. And over time, my brain had gotten kind of hardwired to depending on myself, and I kind of lost my sense of self in trying to keep up, with like the go, go, go of the world. And I also got the privilege to grow up in the church, which I'm very thankful for because I was constantly surrounded by fellow Christians. Although over time, it got hard to understand where I would fit in a community that had already been established. And so it wasn't until about August of last year that I started coming to Powerhouse and realizing how much of Jesus' love is poured out here. This is such a strong community, and it wasn't like, I felt like a church member, but it wasn't just that I felt like a church member, I felt like I was a part of a family. And I learned very quickly that Powerhouse is made up of a lot of moving parts. Over all 4 years of high school, I got the opportunity to be in student government, and my senior year I even got to be vice president. But wow, what an experience that is, let me tell you. If there was an event going on at that school, SGA was running it. There was a bunch of teenagers who were making the first email they probably ever wrote. Each year there were about 50 or so members that, you get close with over time. But that is a lot of people to remember. That's a lot of names, that's a lot of faces. And working in committees definitely helps. Those bonds are made, you make community, whatever. What I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people knew me. And I was surrounded by plenty of people constantly, but I don't know if I was ever truly loved. Not to say that the friends I made weren't great, they were amazing and I cherished them so much, but there was never an establishment of lasting love. And that's what I learned and love so much about Powerhouse, is that these people know you and they love you. And I really think that Powerhouse does such a good job of not having superficial conversations. I can talk to someone about something and know that, the next time I see them, they'll ask about me and see how I'm doing and how things went. And I really think that it should be seen, everyone who witnesses or experiences student ministry should know that it takes everyone working in tandem to even make it possible. And what I really think is so beautiful about working in an environment like this is that we all are so different. There are things other interns do that, they do it within a blink of an eye that would get me stressed out in about 2 seconds. That doesn't make me any less of an intern or a sister in Christ. It just means that I'm different. And that was almost a foreign idea to me, that because I was different, I was still good. Not always perfect, but good. And one of the ways I've really gotten to see God's love poured out the most clearly is recognizing that, whether we realize it or not, we love to serve one another. And if you know me, you know I love a good movie. I love going to the theater. I love getting hit in the face with the smell of popcorn. I love the carpet that probably has not been changed or cleaned since the 90s with some interesting stains on it. I love the whole experience. But what I really love most about it is getting to stay for the credits. I love seeing and just really trying to wrap my head around how many people are working so lovingly on something for, who knows how long, and just trying to think of what everyone's day-to-day looks like, and just opening my mind to the thought, there's something for everyone. And I really do think that if Powerhouse had credits, they would roll for about 20 minutes. Every single person is just working constantly, and they're pouring their heart out into it, and I really just think that's so amazing. And just in this past week or so, a fire pit has been built. Congratulations to that team, that was an amazing job. But one night after Powerhouse, I think it was a week ago now, a group of people, just without a second thought, just went out and helped move the process along. And as we were wrapping up, I kind of took a step back and I realized I'm surrounded by people who love unconditionally. The people who were helping weren't helping because they were looking for some kind of reward or validation. They were doing it because they love their community and do so through serving. So like my point is, in just like a really big roundabout way, I guess, is that like I've been able to walk in the steps of Christ through loving these people and using my gifts to just pour out in every single way that I can. And I want to say thank you so much to every single person here. Like my internship would not be possible without your generosity and kindness and just everything. So yeah, please continue what you're doing.